In another step towards commercialized autonomous vehicle technology for hauling freight, US Postal Service has started a 2-week trial transporting mail across 3 southwestern states using self-driving trucks. San Diego-based startup TuSimple self-driving trucks will begin hauling mail between USPS facilities in Phoenix and Dallas to see how the nascent technology might improve delivery and costs. A safety driver will sit behind the wheel to intervene if necessary, and an engineer will ride in the passenger seat. If successful, it would mark an achievement for autonomous driving industry and a possible solution to the driver shortage and regulatory constraints faced by freight haulers across the country. The pilot program involves 5 round trips, each totaling more than 3,300 kilometers or around 45 hours of driving. TuSimple has raised $178 million in private financing, including from chipmaker NVIDIA Corporation and Chinese online media company Sina Corporation. The American Trucking Association estimates a shortage of as many as 174,000 drivers by 2024. And due to an aging workforce and difficulty of attracting younger drivers, this can happen in the US.
Using our trucks to deliver their cargo from Phoenix to Dallas, and our trucks are driving autonomously on the highway. Each way is over 1,000 miles long, and it takes 22 hours to make one trip. And I'm very happy to report that the first trip was a success, and we were ahead of schedule. I mean, of course, there is some fear in terms of having basically robots on the road, but we do take great precaution to make sure that we're testing these technologies safely, and when we do launch a commercial product, it will certainly be safer than human driver, and we'll want to be very transparent about how we can make this really safe for everybody on the road.
Now, news from the global trade wars. Trump administration has unveiled a whopping $16 billion farm aid package to offset losses from 10-month trade war with China, and said payment rates to farmers would be determined by where they farm rather than what crops they grow. Well, farmers have been among the hardest hit from a trade dispute with Asian country China, once a destination for more than 60% of US soybean exports. The trade dispute, which escalated this month after Washington and Beijing hiked tariffs on imports of each other's goods, has left US farmers sitting on record volumes of soybeans, with China halting purchases. USDA officials will roll out $14 billion in direct payments in 3 separate tranches, with first one planned for late July.
Today I'm announcing that I have directed Secretary Perdue to provide $16 billion in assistance to America's farmers and ranchers. It all comes from China. We'll be taking in, over a period of time, hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs and charges to China, and our farmers will be greatly helped. We want to get them back to the point where they would have had if they had a good year.
World's top soybean importer has curbed purchases of US soy last year when Trump imposed tariffs on Chinese goods, prompting China to retaliate with tariffs on US soy, pork, corn and other products. An imminent trade deal between Washington and Beijing seems unlikely, as the trade tensions between world's top 2 economies rose after the US placed China's Huawei technologies on the trade blacklist last week, triggering sharp protests from China.